Now, another piece of this puzzle, the existing homes that we have that are in inventory that we actually read in inventory nationwide at 1,080,000. Some of them are under contract, and 466,000 are under contract. That means that we actually have an active listings of 614,000 homes nationwide that are actually available. So if you're looking at someplace like Silicon Valley, where an average listing is no more than 20 days on the market, this is a pretty quick moving pendulum that you have to pay attention to and take note of. And when you look at the active existing home listings in the US, 614,000 listings, it does not compare to the amount of buyers that we actually have on the market. So another thing that comes up is people will say, okay, so the housing market is going to correct, and once it does start to drop off, then we can purchase at a discount. I would say, hey, listen, go ahead and do that, because it's going to give other buyers the opportunity to purchase the home, the buyers who are serious about it. Because if you're going to, over and over again, if you're trying to time the market, you're not a serious buyer or you're not a serious seller. And so that's the way to really look at this. So if you're going to bet against the champ, it's not a safe bet. And I'll tell you why. From 1943 to 1947, housing appreciated, compounded 85% over that course of time. And then, hey, listen, you know what? I'll go wait until the next drop in housing. Well, you can do that, but the next drop in housing didn't actually happen until 1990. In 1990, it went down 1%. And inside of that time, you also had compounding of, from 1974 to 1979, you had compounding growth of 70%. So again, you're looking at a tremendous amount of growth in wealth of homeowners in those two times. 85% from 1943 to 1947, and 70% from 1974 to 1979. The next time that you're going to take a look and you're going to see any kind of a drop is 1990. In 1990, it dropped 1%. 1991, it was flat at 0%. So the rate of housing actually grew from 1992 until 2006. And the growth was actually not as tremendous as you might think within that. It was 48% compounded between 2002 and 2005. In 2007 was actually when we had a correction of 29% between the years of 2007 and 2011, compounded over the course of that time in housing. In 2012, it was back off to the races at 6%, 11% in 2013. To 2022, we actually had an appreciation of 35%. So when you look across the board and you look at these big chunks of housing appreciation, you're going to see there was one time that we actually had a huge issue with housing, and it wasn't even that huge if you look at the appreciation times. So that's the end of that. This next slide is showing inventory from 2007 and then 2023. 2007 is down 5% the appreciation. 2008, 2009, 10, 11, it was down. And then we also take a look at the completion. So the difference between 2007 through 2011 was that we had a lot of inventory during that time. The individuals that were looking for homes was not as much as the homes that were available. So then let's take a look at the housing is starting to turn. So yes, in January we saw a slight downturn. Again, this is nationwide. And even here in Silicon Valley, it was slow. It was slower at the beginning of the year. So January we had a slight downturn, and this is based on 5 different case studies that are done. And inside of these case studies, at this point, CoreLogic, Zillow is at 1.4% if you look back to April, and CoreLogic is at 1.2% if you look back to April. So since February, we've been off to the races. Now, if you were to project how much you can expect appreciation to happen in 2024, what people are talking about, and this is the experts, the same people who are doing the case studies, what they're talking about is 5% appreciation. What 5% appreciation means, and if we just break it down, and I know you can do the math, but let's break this down. If you own a home that's $500,000, $25,000 appreciation is what you're going to see within the 5%. So that's $50,000 on $1 million, and that's $100,000 on $2 million. So if you look over the course of time, if you look over the course of how much you can expect the home value to grow after you purchase that home, you are going to put yourself into a good position. You'll also be able to refinance that home once the interest rates start to come back down and you have the home. That's the biggest piece to understand about this puzzle. You will have the home to refinance. You're not going to get in line to try and purchase the next home. I'm always here and happy to help. Let me know if you have any questions. I know this was a lot of information. Please give me a call if you have any questions or if you want to talk about this or anything else. If you like videos like this, please like and subscribe. Talk to you soon. Thank you.